As a former Cub Scout from Midland, Texas, I'm especially glad to be here with the Texas Scouts. Sounds like you brought a big delegation this year. Coming to this jamboree gives me great confidence in the future of our nation. For nearly 100 years, Boy Scouts have set a high standard of service and duty to God and country. Millions of Americans have pledged a Scout oath. On my honor, I'll do my best. And through the generations, Scouts have made America a stronger and better nation. Scouts have excelled in fields from science to business to education to the arts. Scouts have earned Olympic gold medals, Nobel Prizes, and Academy Awards. Thousands of Scouts have shown the highest form of patriotism by going on to wear the uniform of the United States military. Boy Scout Jamboree was held in Washington, D.C. And Scouts have felt at home in the nation's capital ever since. More than half of the current members of the United States Congress participated in the Scouts. One of the capital's most famous Scouts is President Gerald Ford. He first saw Washington just a few years after he earned his Eagle badge and eventually became the first Eagle Scout to call the White House his home. As president, I have the privilege to work with Scouts every day. When I come to the Oval Office in the morning, the first person I see is a Scout. My Chief of Staff, Andy Card, from the state of Massachusetts. Down the hall is Vice President Dick Cheney, a Boy Scout from Casper, Wyoming. And across the river at the Pentagon sits an Eagle Scout from Illinois who Americans count on to be prepared. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. These Scouts have a lot of things in common, and one of the most important is that they all benefited from the influence of a caring adult early in their lives. Across America, Scoutmasters and volunteers devote long hours to building the knowledge and integrity of our Scouts. It's not always an easy job. When I was a Cub Scout, my mother was our den mother. It's about the time her hair turned white. I want to thank the Scoutmasters of America and the volunteer Scouters for taking the time to care. I want to thank you for your leadership and thank you for setting such a good example for a new generation of Scouts. When you join the Scout troop and put on the Boy Scout uniform, you make a statement. Your uniform is a sign that you're a certain kind of citizen. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. These are the values of Scouting, and they're important values for America. By working to live up to them, you're bringing great credit to yourselves and to our nation. Coming to this Jamboree is a great way to practice the values of Scout law. And when you get back home, there are a few lessons you might keep in mind. First one is one you've probably heard before, and it's one of the most valuable lessons I've learned. Listen to your mother. I didn't have much choice. Mom always has a way of speaking her mind. When I paid attention, I benefited. And that's how it still works. Listen, you may not always agree with your mother, but think of it this way. The first voice you heard is always worth listening to. Second, always remember where you come from and what you believe. At times you may come across people who say that moral truth is relative, or call religious faith a comforting illusion. They may question the values you learn in scouting. But remember, lives of purpose are constructed on the conviction there is right and there is wrong, and we can know the difference.